Hello, and we welcome you to a special edition of Pulse. I'm your host, Nuavia Stewart. And joining me today, we have a special guest. Her name is Adriana Dueck. Hello, Adriana.
Hello, Nuavia.
And she's a returning student today, and the topic we're going to discuss is the importance of voting. Adriana, share with us why, as an American citizen and as a people, it is important that we take interest in the 2012 campaign.
Yes, Nuavia. I've seen, coming back from my travels overseas, I spent last year living in Australia and Nicaragua, and coming back, it's been so much fun, you know, American culture and things that are going on, but the big thing right now is the 2012 election that's coming up. And I've seen a lot of Americans say that they're uncomfortable with the media and the role they're playing, or uncomfortable with the candidates. And I think it's very, very important that we become politically active and we become very politically involved in our communities. When I was in Australia, obviously, it's a very free, it's a very liberated country, and people are welcome to vote for whoever they like and have the views that they hold. The difference between that and Nicaragua was, while Nicaragua was a very nice country, there was much less political freedom as there is in a first world or a Western nation. A lot of people, when they were there, were saying they weren't going to vote. They had their elections last November, and they were saying that there's no reason for me to go to the polls. The elections are fixed. I already know who's going to win. That party has bought out all the votes. They're intimidating people at the polls who are coming and trying to vote for somebody else. So why should I go and risk danger or risk anything that would go on that would be a negative comeback on me and my family? And seeing that and being in the United States now again, there is not that level of intimidation or this feeling that you get of not being able to express yourself. We have a lot of freedoms. You can join Republican, Democrat, you can be an independent, you can have a write-in candidate. It's so important that we are getting out there and that we are voting. I know it's hard. A lot of people say they're not pleased with the candidates that are available right now. I think it's very hard, though, to find a perfect candidate. It's hard to find somebody who lines up with all your beliefs and all your values. But you can support the good candidates. There are people out there who will make good leaders and who will take care of this country and who will fight for our freedoms and keep us, the very best in the #1 country in the world. And it's important that we get out there and we support them because it is a freedom, it is a right that we do have. And also I think it's very important for students to vote because at the polls they take a list of the demographics, and we have repeatedly been the smallest group to go vote compared to our grandparents or our parents or our uncles and aunts. They're all getting out and voting a lot more than we are. And, we are the future. We're the ones who are going to be running this country.
I have a quick question.
Next.
Why do you think that is?
I don't really know why that is. I think it might be because people aren't as educated. I know my parents, my father reads many political magazines and articles and is always online searching. Yeah, he has more time, obviously. He doesn't work. He's retired. I'm not really sure, though. I think that there has been, too, this level of people not being comfortable with the government because recent administrations have disappointed Americans somewhat.
On February 3rd, Pensacola State College students had the opportunity to experience the C-SPAN classroom tour bus. So let's take a look.
Well, you're aboard C-SPAN's Campaign 2012 bus, and we're here today at Pensacola State College to showcase C-SPAN, the resources that are available to its viewers, as well as our coverage of the 2012 presidential campaign. And on the bus here we have several interactive opportunities for visitors. We have touchscreen kiosks up at the front of the bus here. The first of which is an application we put together that is specific to our Campaign 2012 coverage. Viewers can go on and meet the presidential candidates. They can get background information about the candidate.
And the reason I'm here is because of research papers that are due. And the C-SPAN bus is the best item that I could think of to do my research. So I got plenty of information here. America, the red, white, and blue. America, oh how I love you.
So did you have an opportunity to go on the C-SPAN bus?
I did, actually. I went on February 3rd with some of the other students from the Corsair and with some fellow students who were there. And I got a chance to see their whole mobile setup. It was incredible in there. It was like a traveling airplane. It was so nice. I think they said it was a budget of about $50 million that went into that.
Wow.
And they had resources to teach students how to navigate their website and many other things. And there was a wonderful woman there who serenaded us while we were learning, and it was very interesting experience.
If you want to learn more about C-SPAN, you can visit their website at cspanclassroom.org. Now, C-SPAN is funded entirely by the U.S. cable television and receives no government support. It has up-to-date information. Teachers can find tutorials to help them in their classrooms, so it's a very good source of U.S. government issues and interactive tools for teachers. And as Adriana mentioned, there are several reasons why we as students should get involved and support our country. So we walked the campus interviewing students in hopes to gaining insight. Let's take a look at a few clips from what the students had to say.
I think Governor Santorum has got some good points of view. A lot of people may think he's a bit crazy, but I think his outlook on the situation in the Middle East would definitely help this country. And I think for the current president to try to convince us that the economy is going in the right direction is ridiculous.
The presidential election, and here's some questions that I have. Okay. What are some of the issues you're concerned with as far as being a citizen?
Basically, like, you know what I'm saying, healthcare really, simply because Obama said they was gonna do healthcare or whatever, and where is that? And then you got all these.
Oh, y'all can be there.
Then you got all these Republicans.
Healthcare,
They got all.
you gotta do so much to get it.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta
what
do.
it is. It's a hard process. That's all it is. It's there. It's just you gotta do so much to get it.
For real.
Yeah.
I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, they lied. I mean, they might have got the troops out of Iraq and all that stuff, even though they had no reason being there over some oil. But, like, other than that, they lied.
So what are you guys going to do this year in order to change that? Are you guys going to vote?
Well, I can't vote because I'm an immigrant. I'm a resident alien, so that's another thing they need to change. Is that right there?
See, I would.
Should let us vote.
I would vote, but we're in a Republican landslide, as you can tell, because most of the people that's running is Republican, and like I don't like none of their views because they haven't said anything that's gonna benefit me, my homeboys, my homegirl. They're not gonna benefit the little children in the world. They just gonna think about themselves. You feel me? So I'm not gonna vote at all.
What are your views and opinions about what's going on right now with the election?
Well, as far as Duke versus Romney, I think both of them full of crap. I think Nuke is an undercover racist, you know, and I see what he did in South Carolina, how he played racism against a state like South Carolina to get where he is today. I see that. So that's how I see it. And the comment that the young man made earlier about he's not going to vote, you know, too many people work too hard for somebody to stand up and make a nonsense comment like that about he's not going to vote. That's just ridiculous. Now, when I was a young black man, I didn't know no better either, because I wasn't taught any better. But as I become a little older and begin to pay attention to what's going on, it's black people stood in the gap and fought so that we can have better, so we can be here. You see, white ladies holding the camera. How was that 30 or 40 years ago? You know? I mean, we fought hard to get where we are. And for somebody to just take it lightly, we should never take it lightly. That's it.
So what did you think of that clip, Adriana?
Well, I think what we were talking about earlier with how important it is that young people need to get out and to be participating in their community. It's sad that we are kind of stereotypical and that so many of us, when shown on the news and in clips like that, are saying, "Oh, well, I'm not a part of this. I don't care," and that the older people are sticking to their not stereotype, but their way that they've been known for being politically involved. And I think this just shows how important it is that we need to stand up there and support the issues and the people that we're behind.
You know, and especially for African Americans, because there have been so many people who lost their lives who've, you know, fought for us and for minorities and for women to be able to vote. And, you know, you see things like that and it's just, it's discouraging sometimes and it's sad. So Well, we thank you so much, Adriana, for coming on our show today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, Pirates, for joining us for this edition of Pulse. Join us next week for a special edition with Pensacola State College SGA, where Adriana will be speaking with some of the members about the rally and tally.